What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven here with your afternoon snap, and I just won the last Community Gaming Marvel Snap Tournament of the year. In this video, we're going to take a look at the semifinals and finals of this event. In yesterday's video, I uploaded the first 4 rounds, and also, if you subscribe to the channel and leave a comment on any of my videos this season, you are entered into a giveaway to win 2 mystery variants, a premium mystery variant, and a green cosmic border. For the last rounds, I'm gonna do live commentary here, actually. I've switched over to my computer. Superflow is interesting. Means that we'll actually be keeping this Quicksilver a secret for the first game, at least temporarily. Sure, I might as well play Peni Parker here. That way I can always drop the spider onto it, regardless of before the location even reveals. Wow, and they like it. They like that a lot. That's interesting. That could just mean Doom 2099 coming out a turn earlier. Not sure what else that could mean. They're not Arishem. Oh, they've got a turn 1 Zabu and Ebony Maw. Let's see how these locations play out. This is going to mean I have a really big Gorr. So that's kind of neat. I can probably still play the spider into Penny, and I'm kind of interested, like if I play this here, next turn I've got 5 energy, what am I doing with that? If I do this, next turn I've got 4 energy, I can still potentially set up for a turn 4 Wiccan, if I draw it a little bit later in the game. Electro, wow. Well, Electro's a reasonable Doom 2099 card, kind of, but also not really. Alright, it is going to be a Storm deck, meaning we are not going to be able to get any Djinns here, and we've got to battle a little bit for the flooded location now. Wiccan would still be a fantastic draw, and then I also have the ability to move the spider over, which I might just go for here, or I could also just do something like Red Guardian to battle, Quicksilver in Vortex, and then set up for a spider next turn. I'm just a little bit afraid that, like, I don't want to get caught by a Galactus here. That's kind of what it seems like. It could be Galacta plus Galactus with this configuration, but why Storm? I'm not going to snap because of that, but I am going to stay in it here. Blue Marvel can now eat my Red Guardian. 50-50, unlucky. Still fine though, I'm winning in the flooded location for now, and I'm continuing to win as Magneto pulls out the Electro. A pretty sizable lead, still maintained if they drop a Dr. Doom this turn. And that's kind of the question, is like, I mean, I guess it's not really the question. I guess I'm always playing Spider onto Peni Parker / Magneto. Then do I just play Cable? That allows me to play Gorr next turn, which seems fine. I mean, do I play Cable into Black Vortex? All of my draws are pretty good still here, so I'm still sticking with it. Hopefully no Galactus before I can move over Penny, but it might be. Could be a 7-power Galactus. It's a weird deck regardless of what they got going on here. Magic. Yeah, it is a Doom 2099 deck. That makes a lot of sense to me. They can currently only play to the Superflow. I didn't even realize that. Huh. Well, if they can only play to the Superflow, this kind of gets them, huh? If they play a card here this turn, and a card here next turn, and a card the turn after that, I'm just debating Magic. I think it's fine, especially since I'm going to cut off the Superflow for myself. And do I like this lead? I think I will move Peni Parker over while I have the opportunity to do so. Makes a lot of sense to play Negasonic here right now with priority. They get to play a 6-cost card this turn. It could just be Doctor Doom. So I think playing Negasonic here is fine. I would rather catch a bigger card. They also got no black vortex value, which is pretty good for me. Should I have snapped? I kill their War Machine. That feels pretty important. That feels pretty dang important here. And where's that going? It's going to stick around in limbo. So this turn could be their last turn of the game, which is cool. Huh. Guess I probably just snap and Gorr here. Even if they get 2 Doombots for 6 apiece, they are at 16 in the flooded location. All right, I think this is a pretty easy snap then. Let's Gorr, hoping to draw Alioth for the final turn with priority. And I think that always wins. I would be kind of surprised if they stuck in it here. We have a decent amount of information about their deck. It's basically just lockdown with a few interesting cards. I mean, like, I'm still not sure what Electro is doing, to be totally honest. I guess Electro doesn't have a drawback if you're playing War Machine, and that's just what they're going for. And Electro allows them to play Ebony Maw plus Infinite on the final turn in an extreme high roll scenario. I can't imagine them not retreating here, though, to be totally honest. Because it feels like we have this game locked up in multiple ways. Staying in it is just them paying 2 cubes to see my Gorr, which, honestly, if that's their excuse, I think that's actually a pretty good exchange rate. But they are just going to get out of here. Yeah, that would be the only reason for them to stay in, is if they wanted the information, which is kind of why I stayed in on to the turn 1 snap. Superflow is a really good location for their deck, allowing to curve out with the turn 3 Storm. That's also a card I gotta be a little bit wary of. They don't quite have the Wiccan curve. I don't think I would quite retreat here, but I wouldn't be feeling super happy if they snapped. Can we find a 2-cost card? No. Bummer. Okay. Super Scroll can steal their Electro or Ebony Maw, both of which seem quite terrible. Gladiator can be quite bad for me too, but I think I've got to go for it. I have the Shang-Chi if Gladiator hits Infinite, and I think it blows up almost everything else. I don't want it to blow up Electro or Magic. Both of those things are bad for me, but what can you do? I could play Gladiator into Feast so that next turn I could play Cable plus Super Scroll, but again, I'm not convinced I want to play Super Scroll against my opponent here. They've got a lot of really terrible things to copy, but one of these games I will steal their War Machine, and that'll be fine for me. I get their Psylocke, another good hit for them, bad hit for me, and now I need to find Red Guardian. But also their deck is significantly worse because of Lechugia. This now always hits the Doombot because I got a little bit unlucky there. I don't think that that's even worth it, actually. I think I will probably just play a 4/7. I assumed they would play into Feast. They did not. So I'm just going to play my 4/7. Infinite and skipping a turn is not good with Doom 2099. That'll deny you a Doombot. So I think they will probably only play the Infinite if it is alongside War Machine. I imagine the remaining cards in their deck here are Infinite, Super Scroll. Yeah, I just didn't have that good of a curve out. Wakanda. All right. Pretty clunky hand here. They got the early Zabu again. I think they've had turn 1 Zabu every game. I will play Hawkeye here. That's fine. Don't know what this location is going to be, and it looks like it's going to be my Negasonic location. draw Pim Arrow, which is fine for Citadel, in case I want to go a different route. And then Fisk Tower means that I'm unlikely to grapple Arrow there. And I actually just have to Negasonic into the Citadel now. If I had Wiccan, I would certainly be snapping here. Without it, I don't think that I can. They're also probably going to storm one of these two locations or play War Machine or something, right? I could possibly put a little bit of pressure. Oh, and then, yeah, they have magic as well, so they have two different types of location changes. No magic or a turn 3 4-cost card, and then I get Electro, which is pretty terrible. But what else can I even do here besides just play Electro this turn? The idea being I can go Gorr and then I could play Alioth. Oh, I'm not, I don't, yeah. I mean, it's fine to be able to get out both of these. Sure. Am I snapping to that? I don't think so. I don't love my position here. But I think I will be able to win the Citadel and Fisk Tower. It's just in what combination am I going to do that? If this is Storm, then I think I can snap. Yeah, I think I can snap here. Ignore Wakanda, play Gorr into Fisk Tower, and then on the final turn play Alioth in the only accessible location. If they play War Machine this turn, it's a little bit ugly for me. I could just play Gorr here, because then I still have both of these locations and they won't know exactly what to do. And that also has the potential to beat a War Machine if they just play their War Machine here. All right, I'm going to snap. This is a little bit spooky, but I've seen a lot of what my opponent has access to right now. And I think I like my odds against most of it. It's Blue Marvel in the flooded location, which means without War Machine, all they can do is play a card into Onslaught Citadel, which I get to Alioth with priority. So this is a guaranteed victory here. Right? Alioth with priority, unless their final card is Jeff, but I have to imagine their final card is Dr. Doom, and this just gets them good. That is the one trick with Lockdown. When you don't have the War Machine, you become very, very easy to Alioth. Pretty good use of Electro Copycat, I think. Wasn't sure how well that one was going to do for me. They can't play Infinite. Infinite wouldn't even beat me, though, because of Pim Arrow's double ongoing ability. Oh, plus they have Negasonic. So they, like, 100% have to be playing Dr. Doom this turn. And hoping that that is somehow good enough. Like, it seems like it could be good. It's 6 more power over here up to 14, and then 6 more power over here. But unfortunately, Alioth gonna give it to him. Oh, Psylocke plus Doom 2099? Oh, plus Super Scroll, but no ability on the Super Scroll will take him out. That was actually really, really close. Alioth pumping up the Gorr allows me to win in the flooded location and take my opponent for 4 cubes. Yeah, that was quite a close one, for sure. We technically still do not know one of the cards in my opponent's deck, though I feel like I've got it on a pretty good read here that it's Dr. Doom. If they're playing Doom 2099 and Storm and Ebony Maw, that all just makes sense to me. Ooh, that could be cute. And I think they never win the raft. If I get Acid Arrow, I'm in such a great position. 50-50, snap the 50-50. Sure. It was a little bit wild of a snapping on the prospect that I get Acid Arrow, but if you take a look at my opponent's deck, they are so ill-suited to battle for the raft that I know I'm going to win the raft, and then I should be able to use that lead to conquer these other locations as well. Cable off the top is fantastic because now I can play Acid Arrow plus Cable and use my energy efficiently. I don't find the Acid Arrow, though. That's a bit of a bummer. Might battle for Krakoa then right now with Gladiator. And I have Shang-Chi. I don't believe they do. Let's go for Krakoa, I think. Yeah, I'll figure out the rest later. Might actually even let them have the raft. If they take the raft, it's going to be tough for them to win one of these other two locations, I think. They don't really get great Krakoa value with their deck. Unless they play Ebony Maw there, at which point I've already won the location. Their best play into Krakoa is War Machine. Looks like they are dodging Krakoa for now. Could be a War Machine there later. I would have loved to have stormed it. That would have been pretty cool. And they are going to wind up playing Magic to get rid of the raft. Okay, all right. That is actually pretty acceptable because I've abandoned the raft, and what do I get? I get a huge, huge Gorr. Huge Gorr is interesting. I've got 3 turns to draw Shang-Chi. I think I will probably Cable here and then just like play some arrows. I could throw Pim Arrow here and pick that up later. I think next turn I'm just playing Negasonic into Krakoa, unless I draw Wiccan. If I draw Wiccan, I'll want to have played the Pim Arrow, so I'll drop it here. And what do I steal from them? I steal Ebony Maw, which is a totally dead card. And they have the War Machine. I took off part of their ability to War Machine high roll. But with Super Scroll, Infinite, they do have the ability to make big cards at 3 different locations. This could possibly catch a Doom 2099, so I guess I'll go for that. And I'll just drop Peni Parker to continue to curve out here. And might have gotten it. Might have just gotten it, or it's a storm. Let's see. Electro. Oh, they got me. They got me with that one then. All right. What do we get? We get Doom 2099 out of them. That's a lot of their high roll potential. I'm somewhat interested in goring, but I don't know if that's right. I could use Red Guardian so that way they can't play Infinite next turn. That actually seems really good. And then let's just spider. Spidering here gives me a lot of versatility. That seems quite good. Because I can move over Pim, Arrow, or Monster to make it really tough to predict. And if it lands on Cable, then I'll just play Gorr. Yeah, I like this. We've already snapped up. What do they got for us here? If this is Infinite, I can still beat it with Gorr. Landing on Pim Arrow's actually a little bit awkward. Oh, and it's Dr. Doom. Okay. So what I'm thinking here, though, is I might have left them with... Yeah, I would have rather that gone on the Monster, because Pim Arrow can move over, sure. Move over for 7 and tie Limbo. Doesn't seem that great. Currently tied in Monster Island. So I might as well just keep it here, but then... This is more total power. I guess it's better to do this and this. They have drawn their entire deck here. So they do have their Doom 2099, actually. Huh. Doom 2099 beats me in Limbo. If they play it just into Krakoa, though, they might lose Krakoa. Alright, I'm just going to try this. If it's an Infinite into Krakoa, I win. If it is a Doom 2099, I think I win 66% of the time. If the Doombot goes here or here, I win. I just need the Doombot to not go here and win them this center location. Huh. That's got to be Infinite, right? Doom 2099, but they lose no matter where that bot goes, so we're able to take it and take the match. There we go. That'll move me on to the finals with Wiccan. Now here we are in the finals up against Root Record here, playing our Wiccan deck. We steal Polaris, so if I had to guess, we're screaming right now. And that is an interesting matchup for Peni Parker. But we're just going to lead on the Quicksilver, as we do. White Palace will steal our Copycat, giving my opponent back their Polaris, and then Dr. Doom on the top of the curve, so maybe a little bit of tech in here with Doom 2099. I think I have seen some people doing that. I think I'm going to start with Peni for 2 reasons. I've got a good way to spend 5 energy on turn 4, and I'd like to develop my spider movement before What's-Her-Face flips over. Scream. So let's go for this. Next turn I go Gladiator, Hawkeye. Might not even move Peni. That's another thing to consider. I do want access to the extra energy next turn, so I'm going to go for this. Looks like this is a Copycat Polaris. Yep. Which is fine. So with this extra energy now, do I feel comfortable enough to snap? I don't think so. I sadly don't think so. I could play Negasonic plus Hawkeye Kate Bishop. I think that that's fine. Have to decide if I even want to battle for White Palace. The fact that they didn't have an early Scream, I think makes this a snappable position. And then I do think I actually move Peni out of Kraven's location and just try to completely dodge this location and win the other 2. All right, we do get some value here. Oh, no, we don't. They had priority. Dang. Okay. And I'm denied a card draw here, too. That's a bit of a bummer. Probably just go for Gladiator. Might like Grapple Arrow Gladiator and then Pim Arrow over here. I don't love my options this turn. Have to remember that they know I have Dr. Doom and I know they have Dr. Doom. Like, we both know each other has it, so can't just expect that to be super good going into the final turn, but it also favors them when their Dr. Doom is going to be significantly bigger than mine. Their Dr. Doom is going to be 8 power to every location. Magneto is a bummer for multiple reasons there, and I think going to result in a retreat, unfortunately. So they are full up in White Palace. And we can assume they're going to get 2 more power there, up to 18. By just playing 1 more card this turn. I mean, like, in what scenario do they just play 1 card and they play it in the Abbey? I don't think I'm willing to go to 8 cubes in the first game in the finals. I feel like I can do better than this. Than a 50-50 that my opponent can just play around here. All they really have to do is put 8 power into Isle of Silence, which seems so straightforward. I think we got to get out of this one. Unfortunately. Let's see if we can have some better luck in game 2. Sandman could be a little bit awkward. Oh, Bar with no name. That's interesting. Is there any way we can abuse that? Okay, there's one... No. I don't think there's any way I can abuse Bar with no name off the top of my head. They can, though. Well, now they can't snap unless I snap on the same turn. So they just have to snap on the final turn of the game. I also don't have a 2-cost card, which is awkward. They can abuse Bar with no name with Magneto, though. So they do have me in an awkward spot for a few reasons there. Bar with no name is also pretty terrible for Doom 2099. That's interesting. I'm looking at a turn 4 Penny into a turn 5 Alioth / Gorr, and the other one on the other turn. So I like this. But I can't snap. So I'm like forever destined to get 1 cube. I feel like I could actually snap here, though.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Especially if this goes sideways. No, it goes over here, which is kind of a bummer because it disrupts my spider, makes this a 50-50. And if I lose, then I no longer love my position, but it's still fine. Could also just Shang-Chi their Spider-Man right now, which allows them to play here again. But we can kind of bait them with that, too. I think I just like Spider, Gorr, Alioth. I'll roll the 50-50 here. Doom 2099, that's big. That means I think I can just snap and they will have a Doom bot here, yeah. That is probably worth snapping for. If I Shang-Chi Hawkeye this turn instead, then I could take priority. If I Gorr, I have a little bit of a trickier time taking priority, but it's still possible. If I, like, do this, then maybe I have some priority in some scenarios, but probably not, because Hydra Bob is going to move out of there and into a location where it contributes power. Why am I finding myself just completely unable to snap? I think I just have to. Even if my position isn't that great, I feel like this is still such a tricky spot for them that they might just have to concede here. Okay, Sandman, another Doom bot, and Hydra Bob moves there. Doom gives them a bot there. That is really good because that means I have priority with Alioth. And I don't think, I mean, they could have some crazy location effects for me, right? That's definitely possible. But where it currently stands, this looks really good to me. They can't even Magneto me because I don't care about Magneto right now. All I did is play a 6-5, which is absolutely terrible, but somehow winning me this game. They could snap to move Bob out of here, but no, they are going to eat my Alioth. And with that, oh, the Doom 2099 bot's going to go to Bar with no name. That could have actually won them Lemuria Wow, that was really close. That was a 50-50 at the end of that. Dang, okay. I mean, I knew my position wasn't great. It just seemed like theirs was worse, having Lost Bar with no name basically guaranteed there. So, yeah, I was willing to snap and just up the stakes a little bit. Moving that Bob was also a big part of the snap. And interestingly, they are just playing like... I haven't seen Scream. So far, I've just seen Kraven with Hydra Bob, Jeff, Spider-Man, and Magneto, which is a super spicy deck. Now, Fisk Tower giving them a free Scream probably means I want to skedaddle. And I think I will. I think I'll let them grab one cube off me. And now we are going into round 4, right? So, not in high stakes mode just yet. It's coming, though. It's coming. And I still only know, like, half their deck, which is kind of crazy, too. Okay, they are just applying the pressure on. They want some more cubes. I'm willing to stay in it for this one, though. I think I'll give them the gift of a Quicksilver. I don't need it. They can't do anything with it with a Doom 2099 draw, so it's kind of just junk. That might make things a little bit trickier for them depending on the location. Feast seems good to me too, but it would let them play a Doom next turn if they weren't already doing that. Just give them more junk then. This denies them a card draw if they fail to play a card this turn. I think they are going to manage to play a card this turn, but let's put the pressure on them. Okay, they have it. Either a Jeff or a Bob or a Kraven. Or a Scream. There's the Scream. So this turn they could start dropping Doombots, but I get to start dropping Wiccan. Do I snap back with the Wiccan? A little bit nervous about Magneto when we're both generating energy. They could play a Magneto next turn if we both played a Feast. I think this is fine though. I mean, I'm not going to not play Wiccan. I guess the only question is, should I be snapping here? I think so. There's a few things that could be silly, could be awkward. They could move my cards into Feast. They could have the Magneto. They still have to have the Doom 2099, though. Looks like they might be giving it to me. No way. Okay, yeah. No way they give me Doom 2099 there. I didn't think so. They are just going to use Hawkeye, or they're going to move Hawkeye, rather. Oh, that does give me a Spider-Man. Oh, that is kind of curious, isn't it? With priority, I can take care of Scream, which I really like, and once I take care of Scream, do I move it? I will need to play the Basic Arrow at some point. Basic Arrow into Machine World on turn 5 is actually pretty great value. I think I will just 50-50 with this Spider-Man then. And then maybe play Grapple Arrow right here. That means my opponent has way too much extra energy, though. I don't really want to just be giving them extra energy. But I also don't want to give them Spider-Man. So how do I reconcile this? Do I just Gladiator into Jotunheim? Do I Grapple Arrow Gladiator? I think I'm just going to have to give them extra energy. Sure. Basically, I don't want to give them cards with Machine World and give them extra energy, because then I feel like they're going to be able to use all of these cards that I'm giving them. Though it looks like they might be thinking about just playing a Doom 2099 here. Alright. And I no longer have a Red Guardian. And they kind of... This is kind of like them testing me and saying, hey, I know Doom 2099 isn't as good with Wiccan. What you gonna do about it? And, okay, you kind of got me. You kind of got me here, punk. I think an Alioth on the penultimate turn is a nice subversion. I said we were going to play Basic Arrow here now, and I still like that. And I think I'm into this. Oh, they played in Jotunheim. Okay, okay. Good dodge here, then. This could be a Magneto from my opponent. Oh, it's an arrow. to move my cable, which they cannot. They do have priority now, which means I'm happy that I played out my Alioth. And I cannot Shang-Chi. I mean, I can. I can Shang-Chi. I just don't currently have any Shang-Chi-able targets. They know I'm going to play here. I mean, I think it's just like a 50-50 for wherever I want to Shang-Chi right now. And I don't feel like either option is particularly great. So if I battle here, this is 11. And then I'm just playing Peni Parker here, which does technically win this location as well. Is there any chance they are playing a Magneto or something center? I don't see it. I could see them playing a Doom center. Which, if that's the thing, if they're playing Doom Center, then I think I actually have to do this. Even though this only battles for specifically that. And I'm not even sure that it does. Yeah, it does. It does. Wait, no, it doesn't. It's Sandman. Huh. 19, we're going to tie in Machine World. So it's a differential game, and I think I've won on differential. But I'm not super confident because of Jotunheim here. I think this is a win, though. Ooh, baby. That was a really close final turn. I was not really playing well on the final turn of the final game of this tournament, but you know what? That is going to be a nice Wiccan win for me. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.